Everything in my life has come to this moment.
Maybe you should take it slow.
Hey everyone, Pudding here, and today's vlog is going to be about my experience in Dallas seeing SHINee. So normally my vlogs are a point and shoot type of thing. I don't normally talk about what went on. I just kind of show you guys snippets of my life, and that's kind of how I roll with it. However, this was such a amazing experience that I really wanted to talk about what went on during the past couple of days, because it really was such a great, awesome experience. There were times where I definitely, I was very exasperated, but for the most part, everything that went down, it was still worth it. It was so worth it going to see SHINee. It will be a memory that I want to remember for the rest of my life, and I just figured that I would probably want to talk more about this kind of thing rather than just show you guys the pictures and things I took. I didn't actually take a lot of photos just because I'm really bad about that. I forget while I'm having fun. So I will be showing you guys snippets of my social media while I was away, because any Snap stories, Instagram posts, and all that kind of stuff, because it'll give you a good sort of overview of what went down. And I was pretty active on social media over the past few days because I was going by myself. I went to this concert by myself, and it had been the first time I'd traveled alone in almost maybe 8 years or more. So on Thursday, Wednesday night I packed. I got home from work very late and powered through my sleepiness, and I just packed my stuff. I was getting on Spirit Airlines, and I was riding Bear Fare because I was only going to be in Dallas for about 48 hours or a little less than that. So I didn't really want to pack too much stuff. Spirit charges for carry-on bags, unlike every other airline. So I really didn't want to pay that fee, and so I brought a small backpack and, a couple changes of clothes, my pajamas and such. I was glad that I was able to fit everything in my bag. However, I did realize that the bag I brought was actually under the limit, the size limit. So the next time I travel with Spirit, I will bring a bigger bag because I didn't have to bring such a small bag. But anyway, Thursday, I woke up right on time. I rechecked my bag. I plugged in all of my devices for travel, and I basically put my makeup on, put on my outfit for traveling, and summoned my Lyft to come get me. I had a rather pleasant ride. It was up to Atlanta to the MARTA station train. I could have taken the bus, but that would have added an extra 3 hours onto my trip, and I really didn't want to spend that much time on the train or on the bus. So I took it up to the train station, got on the train. Everything kind of started off on a rocky start because I ran into a man who was dollars short for the bus. So I took the money out, despite the fact that I only had $5 in my pocket. I took the money out and I gave him $1. And in between that time period of me talking to him and me trying to rush toward the train, I lost my favorite hat, my SHINee hat that my sister got me for Christmas. I'm so upset about this. Yeah, that hat is gone because I went back up to look for it and it was gone. And then I realized after going up to look for it that the gate terminal had locked me out. So I had to pay another $2.50 to get through to the gate so that I could get downstairs. By the time the train came, because I'd missed the first one, I was about 20 minutes late, and I was already running a little late in the first place. I was only going to be at the airport an hour early rather than 2 hours early like I had planned. And so with all of that cutting into it, took about 25 minutes to get to the airport from the MARTA station. By the time I got to the airport, I was only at about 30 minutes to get to my gate. After going through TSA, which took a little bit, I had 15 minutes left, and I luckily navigated my way up to the Spirit Airlines gate. Got there on time. They called us on board, and we got on the plane. The plane ride wasn't too bad. It was just a under 2 hour flight, about an hour and 58 minutes. Our pilot was rather funny. He made a lot of jokes and quips, and our stewardesses and stewards were quite funny. They were making jokes and things like that, which was good because it would take our minds off the fact that Spirit Airline planes are basically tin cans that they throw up into the sky. I mean, they're very, very fragile, thin type planes. The turbulence on the way down was really bad. I actually had a lot of anxiety coming down. But when we finally landed in Dallas, everything started to get real. It was finally setting in what was going on. And it really hit me when I got into the airport because I got into the airport and I got a message on I forgot which group it's on. I'm not sure if it's the Shawls International or the SHINee World group that we had up. But yeah, someone mentioned that SHINee was coming into the airport in like 30 minutes after I had arrived. So it was such a surreal moment. It was like shit was getting real. And I had some friends who took some pictures and video. It was really awesome that everyone was so great and greeting SHINee when they came in. And I just think it was so cool that I was so close. Like, oh my goodness. But I got my ride came and got me. I was lucky enough to be able to spend the time that I was in Dallas with someone who had offered to let us stay with them. It was me and another person who was staying with them, both of us being people who really couldn't afford probably staying in a hotel room, and we're alone, so we didn't really want to stay by ourselves, and they were nice enough to let us stay with them. And so I had her mom come get me and take me home. And then when she got off work, she came home, and we basically just kind of went in for the night. We definitely fell asleep almost right away because SHINee was the next day, and we would have to get up a little earlier just so that we could go get the other person from the bus station. So we woke up at around 10. Took a shower. I got my stuff together. I got my bag. I set aside, my clothes and all that, my toiletries and all that kind of stuff. And I just took my light sticks with me and my wallet and all that kind of stuff. I was such a fool. I really should have brought more cash with me. I only brought $40, and I had to use 20 of that to do parking. So I wound up really regretting that I only brought $20 to the venue. But I had some luck, so we basically headed out, and we got the other girl, and we were heading off to eat, and I really, really, really was determined to go to Whataburger. Whataburger is something that we don't have in other states. We certainly don't have it in Georgia, and I was very determined to taste what it was all about, and they were very, very accommodating. They didn't mind that I wanted to go to Whataburger, even though I felt like Whataburger was every 5 minutes. It felt like kind of like what Waffle House is to Atlanta. Waffle House is everywhere here. I mean, I swear to God, if you die in Atlanta, I swear you will respawn at the last Waffle House you were at, because that's just how close Waffle Houses are together. If we were ever in some dystopian future, Waffle Houses would be save points, I swear. And so I went and I got a patty melt. I wanted to get a biscuit, a chicken biscuit, but they weren't selling breakfast anymore. So I got that, and I got fries, and I got to try their spicy ketchup and the regular ketchup. Regular ketchup was really good. Spicy ketchup was definitely good with the fries, but I'm glad I didn't put it on my burger. or on my patty melt. Everything was so good, like so good compared to things like, because we don't have that kind of stuff here in Georgia. We have our steak and shakes, and but we don't have like uniquely Georgia food places. And we decided that we would go ahead and enter uh, the the raffle for basically enter the raffle for SHINee's signed posters. They were giving out quite a few signed posters from SHINee. Fortunately, none of us won it, but it was nice to go and check it out. And they had also had some good merchandise. I did buy a sticker set and some postcards from them, because I wanted to get some other things, but I just didn't. I just knew that I didn't have room in my room to have that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh. All right, so after that we made our way over to the venue. We parked. We got out, and there were just so many fans already there, but it was actually not as many as we thought. And we were there quite early. We were there at 2. So when we parked, we got out, and we kind of milled around, checked out some of the fan groups and people selling things. I picked up a couple items, a fan light stick, and so I also donated some money to get some prints, because I knew that the money would go toward charity, which was nice, and in SHINee's name. And then I got a wristband, I got a poster, I got we were collecting banners, we were collecting the pins they were giving out, we were collecting stickers that people were giving away. We were just collecting a lot of items because a lot of people were just giving away things for free, or they were selling fan art related things, and I really wanted to support my fellow Showls. I also had pre-ordered a sticker set through SHINee, through Subculture, for the official SHINee World stickers, because I really love the artwork on the stickers, and the shirts were already sold out, so I was like, I may as well get the stickers. I got the stickers, and then I also wound up caving, and once the doors opened, I bought 2 fans as well. And I wanted to buy a poster, but I just knew that there was nowhere that I could put the poster, because I really am running out of room in my walls for stuff, for bigger posters. So we were just chilling and talking and meeting with other fans, and I met so many great people. I met people who knew about my channel, which was so wild. It was so cool. Like, oh my god, I'm so amazed that people actually watch this channel and actually recognize me. I was blown away. And thank you guys if you approached me and wanted to take a picture or wanted to say hello. I'm so happy that you did. And yeah, once I got closer to the time that the doors were opening, we all kind of sat around the doors and lined up, and we were actually really, really early, so we were right at the door when they opened. It didn't take any time for us to get in whatsoever. I know it took a little bit more time for everyone else. We met some cool people in line, and they were nice, and we were just sharing quips and talking about different things and trying to practice fan chants and singing along and dancing, and it was just so great. And it was amazing because I saw so many varying people there, so many different types of people, and like ages. There were so many people of so many different ages. I met people who were 50, 60, who were fans. I met 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds and people my age. And it was just so overwhelmingly wonderful. And finally, they opened the doors, even though it was a little late. They opened the doors, and we were so anxious, and we rushed in. And, we got through the scanners, and they checked our bags, and we finally got in. And that's when I kind of parted ways with my people, because they were all meeting up with their own people or needing to do their own things. And I decided that I was going to go buy fans, which I'm glad that I found an ATM. I got the money out of the ATM and got the fans. And I'm glad I did what I did, because, they were about to close the doors right when I was ready to sit down. So I finally got inside, and I found my seat, and I found my seat. I was so surprised. My row was all people, or mostly people who were by themselves. So we were all chatting and getting to know each other, and I met people who had only known about SHINee for like 6 months. I met people who had known about SHINee for 8 years, like I had. I met so many people with different biases. I met a couple people who didn't have light sticks, so I lent them my extra light sticks so that they could have fun during the concert. And then finally, after a little bit of waiting, the lights, turned down. The spotlights went on, and they started playing the VCR, and we were just going wild.
They're closing the door, guys.
I spent so much of the concert singing, dancing, shouting, and laughing, and so I don't really have a lot of footage, but at the same time, I didn't need that. I didn't need too much footage. I was actually surprised at how much I liked where I was sitting, because I think everyone was really desperate for a P2 or a P1 ticket. When I got my P3 ticket, I was worried because I was like, oh, it's kind of far away from the stage, but then I realized that I was in the front row of P3, and then it was at a slant, and then, at the end of the day, I would still be able to see them. I didn't realize how great the seat was, because when I got there, I realized that I could see the entire stage. I can see all of the formations of dancing. I could watch all of them on both sides of the screens, and it was so nice, and I had such a beautiful view of the stage. I knew a lot of people who were in P2 who had obstructed view. They were sitting behind really tall people, or people who had fan signs that were blocking their way. I knew a bunch of people in P1 who their seats were so kind of pushed off to the side that they didn't get to see half of the stage. They had to look from an angle, and they didn't get to see everything as well as, some of us in the higher sections were. And so, yes, it would have been nice to see SHINee up close and personal, but there's something so beautiful about seeing SHINee perform and seeing that ocean of lights in front of you. It's mesmerizing. If you watch these clips, it's mesmerizing. That's one of my favorite parts of K-pop concerts, is the audience idol interaction. It's the fan lights, the fan chants. It's great. some issue about halfway through the concert with my light stick. I will talk about it in a different video because I kind of wanted to do a mini sort of review, or at least kind of talk about it and see if maybe other people had similar issues with it, because I did have some serious faulty issues with my light stick, which make me worried. And I paid a good amount of money for my light stick. So I paid about $80 and I paid about $20 EMS shipping so I could get it on time. So it's just a little aggravating, but I don't want to get into it too much because this is a happy video, and I only want to talk about happy things. There's only one other downside, and it's that during the talking sections of the concert, we had a lot of shouting. We had a lot of interrupting the SHINee while they were talking, and it got to a point where it was a little frustrating for some of us. I could see it on people's faces. I made eye contact with several people who were just like, ugh. And I knew I was straining to hear them, and that we were all, some of us were, rather perturbed. And all I can say is that, yes, it's great to show your love for SHINee, but I think that some people don't really understand that kind of thing is almost disrespectful, to interrupt someone while they're talking. I mean, the talking parts of SHINee concerts are standard, that it's what they do, and it's their way of expressing themselves, of how they truly feel about how everything is going, and we were so thrilled to be able to hear their voices in real life for the first time. And it's a little sad that some of us didn't get to hear it. I know I didn't get to hear most of what Taemin said, or what Onu or Jonghyun said, because the translator was quite low. Her mic wasn't very high, so she got yelled over a lot. And I'm glad that there were fans who were there who could make fan accounts so that we could go back and read what they said, or rewatch what they said, because at the end of the day, I really did actually miss a couple of things they said, which made me a little sad. But that's just one slight negative thing. The rest of the concert went so beautifully, and we did our little banner thing. We held the banners up during the last song, and the confetti was coming down, and the light sticks were glowing, and it was just such a beautiful, beautiful moment. I cried, and then it was over. 있잖아. It was over, the last VCR played, and I cried and cried some more, and then I walked down the stairs, and it was time to go, and I cried and cried some more, even harder, and I knew people were looking and feeling bad, but I really was happy. I was so happy, and I just felt, I mean, SHINee were perfect. Were just perfect. They were so amazingly good at what they do. They put all of their all into their singing, into their dancing. You know, they really are kings of live performances. They definitely are the best live performers I've seen in any genre, not just K-pop. And I was blown away. Their stages are so much more impressive in person than watching through the TV, through YouTube, watching music videos. It was just so much more amazing, you know. So we left. We finally found each other, and we talked to some of the people that we had met, and we said our goodbyes, and we went home. And I definitely had a bit of post concert depression hit me. I definitely had and I'm still kind of feeling it right now. 2 days later, I'm feeling it. And right now, I'm talking right after the LA performance is over. So I'm sure everyone is feeling it on North America, that post concert blues. And I'm so happy that they expressed that they felt that we were passionate and thanked us, and it was just so cool. So Saturday morning, I woke up so early. I didn't even go to sleep. I slept for about 30 minutes just because there was really nothing else I could do. My host was very tired, so she went to bed. I didn't really get any sleep at all. I was just so caught up in my joy. I didn't get to go to bed, and I got up and 3:45, and I stayed around in the clothes that I was gonna wear in traveling, just because, you know, we didn't really get that much sleep. So I got my stuff packed up and got all the merch that I had and tried to shove it in my bag. Tried to double up on clothing so I wouldn't have so much stuff in my bag, and headed out to the airport. I bid farewell to the new friends that I made during my trip, and I started my journey back home, only to find out that once I got to the terminal that our pilot had not showed up, and that we would be 4 hours late coming home. That hit me. It hit me really hard because I wanted to go home right away. You know what I mean? I wanted to go home and put down my stuff and go to sleep, and I realized that I would have to be sitting around for even longer. I was lucky enough to be approached by a fellow shawl, who I didn't know. You know, I was like, "Oh, hello," and he spoke to me and asked me how I thought about the concert. And you know, after talking to each other, we realized that we were both K-pop fans for quite a while, and we got into around the same groups around the same time, and we talked about our love for FX and other groups, and it was just a really nice time because otherwise I would have been alone the entire time, just sitting there. So I got something to eat and waited, got some coffee because I definitely needed it, and sat there and chilled out until our flight was ready to head off, and then, which I got a voucher from Spirit Airlines for $50 for the inconvenience, which is good because it was definitely a huge inconvenience. I will definitely be using this voucher in the next few months because I'm hoping that I will be able to purchase a ticket to KCON. So I'm going to save my voucher for that. But my friend Chris got me from the train station. I took the MARTA from the airport to Midtown, and Chris picked me up from Midtown, and we got something to eat, and chilled out. We were both very tired, and by the time I got home, you know, we were just chilling out, and I felt so bad because I kept falling asleep on him. And eventually he was like, yeah, I know you have to go to work, and I know you have to do all this other stuff, so please take a nap, go to bed, and I'll talk to you later. And so I was finally able to just pass out for hours and hours, and then I woke up, and I was just a live wire. I had to put all my stuff up, and so I'm showing you guys my poster, which I'm glad that I got, because I kept telling myself, oh, I don't need this poster, but I mean, everyone looks so amazingly photogenic in this poster. Like, oh, I love that I got it. I put my banner up. I'm so happy that they were giving these out. Like, it's such a great, you know, thing, and I'm glad that I was a part of it, and I'm gonna keep this banner forever, you know. And I have some photo cards that I put up. I can't put up all of them at the moment because I really don't have a lot of room, and I have a blank space on my wall for a new poster that's coming in. So until I get that one, I really don't know what I'm going to do. I put my other photo cards and my other banner on the other side of my room, and I'm just going to be trying to make up more space for more of my stuff in the future. I'm definitely going to be trying to rearrange my room. I feel like my room is covered in SHINee, and at the same time, I think that's great. I think that makes me happy. It really does. I'm glad. I'm finally happy with my room for once, and it's not because it's clean or all of the things that I want are in it, but because it's just covered in SHINee. It's covered in something I love. So yeah, that's about it. That is my account of the SHINee concert, and my experience in Dallas, and my trip, and all that kind of stuff. It was a wild ride, but I don't regret it for anything. It was one of the best moments of my life. That day was the best day of my life. I got to meet, not only because I got to see SHINee with my own two eyes, I got to hear their voices with my own two ears, but because I met so many people, like-minded people who loved them as much as I did. And, you know, Shawls really are the nicest. You know, I'm so proud to be a proud Shawl. You know, there are groups that I don't always take the name right away. I don't take the fan name right away, and I don't really know much about the group or about the fans. But Shawls are the one group that I can say that I'm mostly proud to be a part of. And I'm so glad for everyone for making this trip possible and making this something so amazing. Oh my god, I'm crying again. I'm gonna end it here before I embarrass myself any further. So yeah, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below, and let me know. I've got a really, really busy week ahead, so I might not be able to edit as fast, but I do have some more videos coming up because I did shoot a lot before I left for Dallas. So please stay tuned for that, and like I said, like, subscribe. Please comment any requests or anything you have, and please tell me about your experiences with LA or Toronto or Vancouver or anything like that. Please let me know how much fun you had. I want to share this moment with everyone. So yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.